Welcome back, everyone, to the Center of Brilliance, which is somewhat coincidental, considering we are having an interaction with the Durst streamers. Dave, you were sort of in the middle of something here. In the middle of what? A series of heartfelt conversations of a personal nature? Oh, I guess I'm in the middle of those now, too. I'm feeling heartfelt as fuck. Somebody boned me up on the shit. One cannot simply be boned up on shit such as this. You had to be there. Come on. Wizards, problems, feelings. It was your standard tale of two estranged mutual mothers. Any questions? Yeah, lots. Okay, can you maybe sit over there for a while and write them all down? Rose, this accumulation of people is coming dangerously close to what your culture might process as a human familial unit. This is a foreign idea to me, and probably a private matter to you, so I think I will leave you all alone and go talk to some trolls. Personally, I think you should welcome Dave into the fold of your poignant wizard reverie. From my cultural point of view, at least, he has as much claim to a sense of ancestral connection to your mother as you. See you, everybody. Yeah, man, can I to the rescue with smart shit to say as usual. Utterly destroyed again by her superior sense of reason and decorum. Though I do wonder if her perspective would be different if she'd ever had to manage relations with a twin brother. Okay, but who cares about that? So, Rose, it's our mom. Hey, Mom. Hi. Well, not Mom. Your actual name instead of that, I guess, Roxy, I think. You think right. Mom's okay too, though. I don't know, that might be weird. Calling you that all the time. Rose, would that be weird? It would probably get a little weird. So, Mom. Fuck. Shit. I'm just gonna jump right into the fucking frying pan here. Like, tape off a no bullshit zone for a while. Is that okay? A frying pan in the no bullshit zone? Sounds intense. Who's manning this pan and who gave him clearance for the no BS zone? Captain Sirius is at the pan. You got the go-ahead from Lieutenant Doesn't Fuck Around of the Heart Attack Armada. Isn't the Lieutenant a lower rank than Captain? Who put this dude in charge of such an important pan? I don't know. Maybe it is? Okay, like, it's cool that you even know that fact, but this is exactly the kind of fuckery the no BS zone doesn't cotton to. No matter what sort of cookware is involved or which pseudo-military organization regulates its borders. I just have some questions about you and about stuff in general, so rather than mumble through a conversation that sounds mostly like the stuff we literally just got done saying, sweet though that would be, I'm gonna machine gun some shit at you lightning round style. A machine gun lightning round in a frying pan? God damn! I know, right? So, you're my biological mother. Yes. And Rose's. Yes. And therefore bear at least partial and, like, biologically incidental responsibility for why we are both so fucked up. Yes. But you yourself are a paradox clone. I guess? Which means you didn't have any bioparents. You originated from yourself. Guess so. So you really don't have anyone to blame for who you are except weirdly and paradoxically yourself. Yes? Dave? Wait, okay. Sorry if that sounded rude. I didn't mean it rudely. I mean, you did have a parental figure who you, I guess, modeled yourself after in a way, or were influenced by, I mean. An old version of Rose from a long time ago. Yes! And my bro was the same way. Or your friend, I mean. Dirk. He was a paradox clone of himself, and he, like, did kind of the same thing. Modeled himself after. Why don't we not talk about Dirk? Can we change the subject? You brought him up. I know. Look, I bring up a lot of things, and then I have to backtrack a lot of those things I bring up. Because sometimes the things I bring up are ill-advised to say or make people uncomfortable or make me uncomfortable. It's just a thing about me, okay? No, this music is far too intense. There we go. Ooh, I just had a thought. Do I get to do a lightning round at you next? I guess so. Yeah, depends on if you want to keep sitting in this goddamn pan. Huh, I don't know. Maybe your asses are getting too hot. Maybe you should speak for yourself. Dave! Shit. Lol. No, Mom, look, Roxy, I mean, it's like I was just saying. I just say things. It's like this force of nature no one can control or even try to, least of all me. We just have to cross our fingers and hope for the best, and that my one-man verbal slapstick routine isn't too Freudian in nature, or at least not that often. Anyway, let's pretend I didn't just insinuate you have a hot ass and move on. Wink. I heard something about wizards. You hells into wizards like Rose? Yes! Okay. Well, that's a predictable if somewhat bland fact. Let's see if we can dig a little deeper. Don't get me wrong. Wizards are okay, I guess. Oh, yeah? Well, maybe you're okay. Yeah, I'm alright. Wizards are better at magic than me, but I'm better than wizards at rap, so I guess it breaks even. Or it would if I was a pretend jackass in silly robes and a dumb beard. So, point goes to Dave. Sigh. Do you like rap? Kinda? Dirk loves rap, so never mind. Forgot we weren't talking about that. What do you like to do? I like cats. Okay, it's a fair opinion, but cats aren't actually an activity or anything. They kinda were for me, though. I used to clone them. I may have, gotten a little carried away. Cat cloning, huh? Sounds like a pretty dope hobby. I think we're getting somewhere. So he had access to this kind of stuff because you lived in a sci-fi world. A sci-fi world? Yeah, the future. What was the future like? Watery, full of chess people, lots of pumpkins, you know, usual dystopian stuff. I see. And it was just the chess guys and you, like alone, no other people except for Bro, who I guess was way off somewhere. Yep. Sounds like kind of a bummer. Yeah, I talk to my friends a lot though, via computers and shit. That's cool. Me too. Maybe when it comes down to it, our lives weren't that different, except for the extinction of humanity part. My humans were just imminently extinct is all. I didn't have chess guys around though. They're actually really good company. Yeah! My best friend is a chess guy. He's the mayor. I'll have to introduce you to him soon. You'll love the mayor. Everybody loves the mayor. I want to meet the mayor. Don't worry, I'll put in a good word for you. Pretty sure we can find an opening in his schedule. Tell me more. More? About you. Damn, dude, this frying pan should be sizzling. Fuck yeah. Aside from cat breeding, how else did you pass the time? Writing, a fair amount of, let's say, recreational liquid intake. And, hacking. Seriously? Like actual hacking? Yeah. Well, computer programming, really. Hacking is just what you call it to make it sound cool. There wasn't even much shit around to hack. It's kind of like John, except I think he's pretty much sucked at his codes. Really? Yeah, he seemed to find it frustrating mainly. His bitching about it is literally my only point of reference for his degree of proficiency. You're good though, right? I bet you're good. The best. Knew it. Maybe I could give him some pointers on the elite hacks. Fuck yes, he'd be all about that. Or I think he should be, which is all that really matters. All that and insist on it. Do that and insist on it if he gets weirdly obstinate or like tries to pretend he doesn't like programming anymore. Okay. What else? I don't know, Dave. I might be running out of shit to say. You sure? I like to play games? What games? Mostly the Nintendos. I see. Which Nintendos? A whole bunch of Nintendos. Like, lots of diff systems and titles. I don't know if the ones I associate strongly with would have the same meaning, like, culturally speaking for you. Because to me, they were all, like, cool ancient relics that kept me somewhat in touch with a world that was long gone. That makes sense. That's mostly the relationship I have now with garbage rom-coms. Largely because Carcat likes watching them. So these godforsaken flicks have helped me keep me grounded in our dead civilization in a weird way. But regarding games, I didn't have no Nintendos. My bro had Xbox, so I played that sometimes. But he mostly had all these shitty skating games and like 20 different Tony Hawk titles. I would mainly just play them to fuck around, like find spectacular ways to crash and flop around like a douchey ragdoll, or figure out ways to get halfway stuck inside concrete fixtures and obstacles, and watch all these cool Freddy bros twitch and flop at ad infinitum, like struggling valiantly and earnestly forever against the shitty and deeply flawed physics of their confining virtual prison. I saw them as tragic figures. That sounds incredible, TBH. Pretty much. Do you think we can play games together sometime? Want to see your majestic skate bros in their element? Oh my dick, yes. Dave? What? Oh, okay. I think it's my turn. Keep your ass in the pan, buddy. You're gonna get grilled. That's fair. Rose, please don't think I'm excluding you. Jump in the convo anytime, okay? Meh, she's fine. I'm perfectly happy serving as a spectator and occasional officiator of this conversation. It's quite entertaining to behold, really. I love watching how different personalities collide with each other upon meeting. Neither of you is failing to disappoint. LMAO, God, everyone in this family tree is a psychoanalyst? Yo, that's been like her exact top preoccupation since she was a fucking baby. Didn't she tell you? Oh, no, but yeah, that makes sense. But like, you're all my funny interrogation right now. Rose is quite possibly a literal therapist in training, I guess. And Dirk is... Dirk. Just makes you think is all. We're all fucked up. The end. So what do you want to know, Mom? I mean, rocks. Here comes the lightning. You got to imagine it coming out of my fingertips, wherein I'm an almighty wizard. Wizard! Okay, currently imagining that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pachoo! What is your favorite rap guy? That's a dead tie between me and Snoop. Also, maybe Obama, but to be fair, I don't think he raps IRL. That is mainly just a headcanon I have about him. But come on, you weren't actually curious about that, were you? I'm trying to think of stuff to ask. Jeez, give me a sec. Okay, wow. How did you become a god tier? Rose and I went on a suicide mission, piloting a moon through the furthest ring. The moon had a cosmic mega nuclear bomb in its core, but also our quest beds by surprise. When it blew up, it created literally the biggest fucking sun in existence, which also happened to be the exact same sun we thought we were going out there to destroy. But we also died and resurrected as god tiers, and I guess due to immortality, rose up through the surface of the fucking sun all glowing green and wearing pajamas and shit. Holy crap, that is so ridiculously insane and cool. And so much more awesome than what happened to us. Wow! Well, how did you guys do it? God, it's almost embarrassing to even describe, especially compared to that. Go on. We all had a hangover from magic candy and woke up on our god slabs and like talked for a while. Have you ever seen The Breakfast Club? No. Okay, well it was like that, but probably shittier. Then we all sort of randomly died on accident due to surprise villainy attacks. That sounds alright. Who even cares about having a baller origin story? We're just some chumps on a moon being melodramatic in process of getting chumped by an omniscient creep. Your outfit looks cool at least. Thanks. Okay, then next, have you ever kissed anybody? What? Man, these questions are taking on a different tenor than the ones I asked you. Well, yeah, okay, I was kissed by Jade when I was dead, so I would come back to life. But that was like right before the moon mission I mentioned. Oh yeah, I was corpse smooched once too. By who? Hey, it's still my lightning round. I was asking if you have ever kissed somebody, like awake and alive and on purpose. Man. We're waiting, Dave. I thought you were just studying us. I'm also officiating. I'll have to hold you to the question, or throw a flag. Remember the sports? My, how quickly we forget the sports. No, come on. I just asked you about Nintendo and shit. Okay. Do you like drawing? Yes. Comics? Yes. Funny comics? Fuck yes. About fat-ass idiots and JPEG trash lost everywhere? Fucking yes. Okay, I'm gonna admit, I have you at a little disadvantage since I know some things about your future grown-up self. Like what? Don't want to spoil it. There's a better time for that conversation, and maybe a better person to have it with than me. Do you like orange soda? No. No? Hell no. Then what's your poison? AJ. Huh? Apple juice. That's fucking cute, pretty much. Have you ever been in love? God damn it. This is the lightning... Oh, Jesus Christ. What a fucking mouth. This is the lightning round, Dave. We didn't make the rules. Anyway, I'm ready to blow my referee's sport whistle, trademark, if you don't answer before the commercially endorsed game clock expires. I think the lightning round's over. Why don't we have a distraction to seal the deal? Hey, Mom, I think Harley Dad over there is talking about you. Jake? Yeah, I think you're right. Gotta go catch up with him soon. I'll wave hello for now. I don't think he's noticing. Damn it, Jake! Look over here, you goof! Gonna start fire hose with all this friendly waving. Nope, he's completely out to lunch. Just like all the Harley birds. Hi, Jake! Jake, damn it, hi! Oh, hi, Roxy. You're with us again, and I like that. That's it? He's right back at it with the bull guy. What's with him? He reminds me a lot of John, but really quiet, which is very un-Johnish. Jake's great. But yeah, he's not like that all the time. He's pretty gregarious one-on-one, but I guess he doesn't like crowds much. He became sort of a hermit after a few months in our session. He mainly hung out with Dirk until he eventually sort of shut him out too. Dude just likes his lonesome time, I guess. I'll try getting you to know him sometime. Maybe track him like a shy woodland creature, then brutally harangue him with my typically rad shit and become airtight bros. Right there in the fucking woods. Exactly how nature intended. OMG, yes. I will help you rig your Jake snares. Maybe leave some hunky dude bait like a trail of micro shorts sprinkled through the forest. Awesome. Thanks, Mom. Roxy, I mean. Dave, even I'm having less trouble referring to Roxy by her name consistently, and I was the one who grew up knowing her as my literal mother. What is going on with you? Nothing. It's just like semi-accidentally replacing a word with another word in a majority of instances. Why do you need to read things and everything? You're right. How could anyone possibly read anything into that sort of repeated slip-up? Exactly. What if you're making her uncomfortable? It's fine, really. I think it's sort of endearing. See, Rose, y'all worrying about nothing as usual. Mom's fine with it. Moxie. Snort. I mean, Rami. Mommy. Wait, fuck. Okay, that one was fucked up. Let's make sure I never fucking say that again. I'm dying here. Dave, stop it. I'm asphyxiate. I can't. It's like I was saying before. This is a force of nature we all gotta just deal with. Strider's blurtscapades. Dave's flying boner circus. This shit is immutable. I had to face this fact a long time ago. I could either try to change that part of myself, which is an unwinnable war, or I could try focusing on being like a vaguely half-decent person, so at least the shit I inevitably blurt out from deep down isn't all that bad. Because the bad stuff has been and is still being purged through an arduous long-term process of complete and utter humiliation. Man, arduous long-term process of complete and utter humiliation are basically my aesthetic. Anyways, you're a silly dude, and it's okay if you keep calling me Mom on accident. I hope it is similarly okay with you if I make the conscious decision to refrain from calling you that ever. Unlike Dave, I've taken great pride in the meticulous maintenance of my internal filter. I don't think I have the same luxury he does. Humiliation just makes my demons angrier. Yeah, Rose, call me whatever, but LeMayo, you got a way of making that sound legit scary. It's fucked up that she's joking, but also not even really. You'll figure out how to crack her deadpan riddles. There's an art to it. You guys, are you freaking psychobabble? It's a riot. Suddenly feeling like maybe I'm the weak link in this family tree on the analytical front. Need to step up my game. To be fair, Dave's game is pretty flimsy. He's been jacking my swagger for years. He only pulls it off because he's funny. And to be even fairer, I'm not actually much of a psychoanalyst. I know just enough to know that I barely know anything, and I probably would have benefited from, I don't know, college or something? Okay, whew, I feel a bit less lame then. I remember Dirk's insane scrutinization of all things. Cerebral had a similar way of dwarfing one's ego. Maybe that was smoke and mirrors too, I don't know. Maybe since he and I are your parents in terms of psycho skills, he's got all genes and I got none. So that means Dave got some genes and Rose got lots, whereas some and more is none. Wherein some is more than none and lots is less than all. That's quite a scientific way of looking at it. Maybe it's even true. Yeah, I fucking love science! Okay, and that explains everything. What? If you got all the science genes, then that means some scraped off on me, which would explain why my beats are so ill. It's because my science is off the charts. Holy shit, can someone push this nerd off the lily pad? That explanation, though. Cringe-worthy rap notwithstanding, I do recall hearing him babble about wanting to be a scientist on more than one occasion, if the world hadn't ended. What was it, archaeology? Paleontology? Yeah, I don't know, one of those things. Whichever involved more dead shit. Maybe? Paleontology. You wanted to study that? I sincerely mumbled about the idea once or twice, sure. That's neat. What about you, Rose? Did you actually want to be a legit psychiatrist and go to school for that and all? I don't recall my thoughts on higher education. My passion for the subject, I think, was more of a contrivance of a very young girl with misplaced conviction in her abilities. I probably thought I could just figure it all out myself and skip the academic coronation. I don't think about it much anymore. Possibly because there's no one left to analyze except for the modest population of this frog disc. What would you want to do with your life instead? I mean, assuming there were no more evildoers to worry about. I don't know. What is there even to consider doing with godhood but concerning oneself with evildoers? What about your quest? The shit with your planet and the rain and stuff? Wasn't there still something to do there? I guess so. Yeah, I did mine, or at least a version of it specific to my situation. I get the feeling that they change around and such depending on what the lay of the land is. My reality was fucked, so my denizen just kind of rerouted me. Nothing too fancy. Yeah, exactly. I did this really stilted-like mashup of what I assumed my real quest was. Like, involving breaking a sword and unbreaking a sword, and a fucking bird was involved, and then the bird unceremoniously died somewhere. It was kind of a mess. Like me, I guess, so maybe that made sense. Who knows what yours would have had in store for you now? I mean, if you even wanted to bother. I'm not sure if I have the inclination, and realistically, there isn't even much time for that, is there? We're supposed to be fighting adversaries imminently. I can't squeeze it in before the battle. And after... will have supposedly won, so what would even be the point of doing it then? Shrug. Something always rubbed me the wrong way about my quest. I don't even like the phrase. It's uncomfortable, formal, and little foreboding. I think the regimentation of it always struck me as unpalatable, like consigning personal growth to the completion of a glorified myth-heavy rat maze. Yeah, I know why you feel that way. You've got big problems with authority. You always have, and you probably wouldn't even put it that way, because it sounds like really teen of you and gauche or whatever, but it's true. OMG, you guys, and you shrink babble. It's so funny, I swear to God. Yeah, here we go again, right? Except just remember, I'm a fraud of this stuff. Except in the particular case, I'm totally right. She sees this quest all neatly laid out for her wrapped in a bow. Fuck, it even looks like it's made for little kids with, like, pink turtles and rainbows and shit. Like, here you go, princess, it's baby's first quest. Almost like it was designed to piss her off. Spurb says, here, self-improvement delineated and made comprehensible. Enjoy your cookie cutter odyssey, so because she's Rose, she just goes, fuck no, fuck my quest. Literally starts wrecking shit. And maybe that itself was always her quest. If I may interject. Oh, awesome. Vriska was eavesdropping. Not for very long. I just heard you talking about Rose's quest is all. I don't have any opinions on whether you do it or not. Rose, that's your business. But my advice is, if you see your denizen, just make sure you kill her fast. What? Believe me, Cetus is a huge bitch. If you give her an inch, she'll try to suck you into a whole boring conversation, mostly involving a bunch of curmudgeonly riddles. Don't give her the chance. Just go for the jugular and end it as soon as you can. Grab her loot and call it a day. That's what I think, at least. Assuming you bother going to see her at all. Couldn't really blame you if you didn't, though. I probably won't. Rose Sprite. Won't what? Oh no, what the fuck is this? Meow. Friglish! Oh my god, you cheeky bastard! Oh my god! What exactly the fuck? Friglish! I cannot believe this, you took up her body! Oh, that is so bad, but also sweet of you to bring her back, but also, wow, bad! Wait, dug up? I'm a little unclear on that myself. Jasper's hasn't been especially descriptive. Meow. Yes, both Roses. I dug you up. From where? John's planet. Remember the funeral I mentioned? John's planet. Remember the funeral I mentioned? Friglish was there too. Or, Jasper's. Our dead, departed, beautiful idiot cat. I guess I made a novice mistake. I turned my back on the body. You had a funeral for me? That was nice of you. Yeah, so, hi. Wow, this is confusing. Welcome back, you're alive again. Hey, come here. Lalonde, don't you fucking touch her. Fucking incredible. Am I the only one here concerned with making sure we don't create freakish mutant people combos? What? She's only been single prototyped. Don't go near her. Oh, right. It's absolutely astounding how much you all need me around to keep your shit straight. Even then, it's a constant uphill battle to keep you all from fucking up. I let my guard down for 1 second, and this brainless animal wastes one of your precious resurrection slots on someone who's already alive. Well, congratulations, you're down to 1 empty kernel. Be sure you use it wisely. No, not that there's much hope of that at this point. See you, chumps, I'm out of this conversation. So, what does this even mean? There's 2 Roses now? Like, what the fuck? What are you supposed to do with this information? An unfolding set of circumstances. I don't know, Dave. I have advanced seer powers and the newly acquired insight of a mystical guide. And even I'm stumped about this turn of events. Okay, then. Good to know I'm not dumb and this literally is inherently irrational. Thanks, Ghost Cat. Great job. Meow. So what now? Well, it's nice to be back after such a spectacular sequence of tragic events, even though I have no memory of having been gone for long. But I also understand I am now the subordinate Rose. With my respect to my ongoing role, I will have to defer to real Rose. I don't want to step on everyone's toes. Then again, I don't have feet anymore. Lol. It's also worth pointing out that my programming as a sprite informs me that I exist at the pleasure of the player who released my kernel. So, Roxy, what do you think I should do? Wow, I don't know. Man, I only just met, Alive Rose here. And that was after just burying you and saying goodbye, all of which was this, emotional thing. And now you're back because of a silly cat. And I don't know, I'm confused. Rose, what do you think? Rose? Yo, Rose. Hello? This is so stupid. I'm sorry, I can't sit here and pretend to take this seriously. Rose, you okay? I guess so. Yes, I'm fine. This is just so dumb. My powers let me see fortuitous outcomes, but I didn't see this coming at all. It doesn't register as fortuitous or otherwise. You know why? Because it's completely meaningless. I mean, sure, I thought so too when Bird Dave happened, but that turned out to be like a whole thing, and important stuff happened as a result, kinda. No, this isn't like that. Trust me, Dave, I'm not grasping at straws here. My abilities tend not to leave such things to speculation. This development makes absolutely no sense. Not for us as a group, and definitely not for me personally, or her for that matter. How could this possibly mean anything for my growth or personal development in any way? This almost makes it official. I have no comprehensible path. There's nothing to overcome, no lesson to learn, no cathartic light at the end of this preposterous tunnel. Not for me Oh, gracious. Not for me, at least. I seriously have the dumbest arc anyone could conceivably imagine. Rose, we don't have fucking arcs. We're just human beings. Fuck it. I'll hop on this sword. How's it going over there? I told them I would leave them alone and go talk to some trolls. I guess this troll over here will have to do. Happy to be of service. Man, look at them. They all seem so excited. Like a bunch of wigglers hopped up on high fructose grub sauce. I hope they don't crash from this reunion and buzz too hard before it's showtime. If they do, I am sure one of your contingency plans will swing into full effect. Maybe you can buy time for everyone to recover by lulling our adversaries into an extensive strategy session? Hey, Miriam, why don't you can it? Our sassy little games of one-upsmanship are fun and all, but I'm trying to be sincere here. You know, seeing as this is the last time I'll see you all in a while. You're right. Sorry. Bring on the sincerity. I was just saying about the humans, they seem really happy. I mean, look at Rose. No offense, but most of the time she's kind of a pill. None taken. And me too, probably. Good point. But I don't think I've ever seen her like that. By which I mean, making no discernible effort whatsoever to disguise the fact that she's happy. Well, okay, maybe there were a couple times. Is that in reference to how you like to flagrantly spy on us sometimes? I don't spy on you. That's such a unfair characterization. Would you can it with that shit already? I'll never understand your ongoing and apparently unironic use of the phrase, can it? And in particular, why you always seem to direct this expression to me and seemingly no one else. I just think it is such a peculiar and amusing way to tell someone to be quiet. What? Why? No, that's a normal way to put it. I mean, it's a pretty normal thing to say, right? When you want someone to pipe down. Pipe down isn't even much better. It's just a funny thing to say, and the fact that you don't realize it makes it funnier. I think the underlying explanation is that you are just funnier than you realize or try to be. It is something I like about you. I guess I'll have to accept your sass as a compliment then. And no, I don't spy on you, I just check in with you sometimes to see how you're doing. Okay, if that's how you want to put it, you involve yourselves in many private matters without ever even offering the pretense of doing otherwise. To think that at one point I was regarded as the meddlesome one. Look, it just happens that I care very deeply for all my friends and want to make sure they're doing alright on somewhat regular basis. Is that a crime? In some societies, violating the privacy of others in certain ways, yes, I believe so. I understand your motives, though, and really, this is just me giving you a hard time. I never got why everyone treats their romantic affairs so private. What's the big deal? So you like to do some smooching and stuff with another person. Maybe don't get over yourselves? Carcass the worst offender. You'd think he was charged with guarding state secrets. Newsflash, buddy. Nobody gives a fuck. It sounds like you very much give a fuck, though. Hey, why don't you cut me some slack. I don't hold anyone to standards I don't hold myself to. I'm very open about my relationships. My more allegiance with Terezi? Ask me anything. I have nothing to hide. We'll throw our diamonds up in your face like we're making a getaway. We don't even give a fuck. If you can't take the stench, then get out of my meal block. Same with the action liaisons I've been involved with over the years. What's the big deal? I have to admit to being impressed with your, strangely natural proficiency with auspisticism. It is an incredibly difficult quadrant to master and very emotionally taxing, I find, in a way that conflicts with the pursuit of relationships in other quadrants. I can't ignore that during our trip you probably diffused a lot of unpleasant situations before they started. But when it comes to matters of privacy and such, and which forms of expression people feel at ease showing in public, pale relationships are really different, I think. What about the other kind? Seems to me you have not been involved in any, so I'm not sure you really understand. I just don't have time for anything like that in my life right now. Red and black relationships are so absorbing. I have a strong pale relationship, which is very important to me, but that's about all I can handle. Maybe later on when the dust settles from this crazy adventure, I'll consider it, but for now, this is all I can deal with. I just have too many irons in the fire, you know? I know all about the irons. I have heard rumors of this alleged fire as well. So what are they talking about? What? All your buddies over there. We were still talking about that? It's ridiculous how easily we all get sidetracked by romantic blither. Oh, family stuff, mainly. It's pretty fascinating. Sociologically speaking, I mean, their idea of families. The idea of siblings is strange enough. People who are genetically similar and grow up together. Spending all that time with Dave and Rose, you started getting a sense for it, like the logic of it. How it must have shaped Earth's society, but also its inherent ridiculousness. Sharing a residence with your near clone while growing up, so preposterous, but then you add the idea of parents and suddenly it's complete madness. Our society was so individualistic that all seemed so normal and reasonable. So I look over there and see 2 Lalondes and a Strider, and there's a whole other Strider on the way. And a human family starts striking me as not so much a social unit as much as an infestation. Yeah, well, I will say an entire other Strider does sound like a bit much, on top of what is already quite a spectacle. Maybe we just don't get it. Of course we don't, that's my point. I mean, we have ancestors, but under normal circumstances, it's pretty much unheard of to imagine you'd ever get the chance to meet them. We had the unusual privilege of meeting most of ours, or at least certain versions of them, but that's still just a one-person lineage. It's really simple and comprehensible. Human lineage is just a huge clusterfuck if you ask me. There's a certain advantage to it, though. Their decentralized propagation makes it a lot more likely their race will persist. The same cannot be said for ours. I still often wonder if we are the last of our kind. They're still doubtful about whether you can hatch a new mother grub. Yeah. More than doubtful, I'd say. You shouldn't lose faith. I'm not even the slightest bit worried about whether you can do it. When you get the chance, just brainstorm about it with the Lalondes. They tend to be full of ideas. Anyway, try not to get down about it. I have a good feeling. Get down about what? A particular obligation I have yet to fulfill. I sense she possesses some intelligence on the matter. She wishes to be cagey about it, so I guess that part of the conversation has been concluded. Obligation? Vriska, have you been dishing more dirt on our strategy before formally bringing our meeting back to order? Pretty sloppy leadership move, if you ask me. Karkat, it had nothing to do with your and Kanaya's upcoming roles in this campaign. It was more a private matter pertaining to Kanaya's broader significance to the future of our people. I will be very clearly spelling out the roles you and she will be playing momentarily. Me and she, as in like together? What the fuck are we supposed to be doing together? You'll find out. Great, I'm so glad. At this point, I only ever feel angst or even the slightest sense of agitation in my soul to the precise extent that I worry Vriska might not have all our fortunes completely mapped out already. I'm beginning to hyperventilate slightly less just thinking about it. Good to hear, Karkat. Almost as cool as it is to see you yelled yourself out with John and Dave already, and have decided to come clock in some yelling time with us. Your ability to dig deep down and find a second wind is really quite astonishing. I shudder to think what would happen to this party if we ran out of its most precious natural resource. Ha ha ha! Burned, owned, devastated, what more is there to say? Nothing, really. Unless you want whatever pitiful tatters of your self-image to have left to get power pissed on by God Queen Circuit herself yet again. Either that, or one could ruminate fondly over the heavily forked reality wherein she was stabbed in the back by her Moirail, and we all got to live out the fucking bliss that timeline must have been. Just think of the peace and quiet we would have had on our meteor. It's probably more than worth the price of cannonballing ass first into some sort of massacre trap. Vriska Circuit, making the living envy the hypothetical dead since whenever it was she started doing that. Way to stick the landing on that. Berate? Barb? Barb. Genius. I appreciate that you're just moseying over to arbitrarily drum up some utterly meaningless contention between us, but it's like I've said before many times, Karkat, I'm not interested. Ouch, slaughtered again, hehehe. Don't listen to her, Kanaya. It's like this running gag she does all the time to own me. What? It's this funny thing we do, or mainly she does. Always implying that I've been spades crushing on her and getting shut down. It never stops being hilarious. First of all, as if she can prove anything. Second, if we're being totally fair here, more than a few of her snappy comebacks are arguably more tinged with that sort of eyebrow-cocking hostility than anything I've ever said to her. First of all, maybe makes one a little suspicious. No, that maybe there's some projection going on here. Just saying. All right, Carcat, I'm going to leave you here to dig yourself into whatever embarrassing hole you seem intent on digging. I'm going to keep working the crowd a bit, as you know. Leader's job is never done. See ya. Bye! Maybe try acting a little more gracious in defeat next time. Just a little advice from one leader to another. She's gone. I think you need to come up with that comeback a little faster. I think you needed to come up with that comeback a little faster. Yeah, damn. I think, as a friend, it would behoove me to, confide somewhat about the realities of pursuing anything with her. Wait, what? You weren't taking that pathetic, jokey, unrequited blackroom stuff seriously, were you? Let's imagine that my attitude toward the joking or non-joking status of that is perfectly neutral, while I just say some things. Aside from the fact that she literally just got finished telling me she wasn't interested in any non-pale relationships, I think that'd be a blind alley regardless. I admit this from experience, and not without chagrined hesitation, but only frustration and heartbreak lie down that road. Oh? She's turned out to be a tremendous partner in pale relationships. Maybe even, a bit freakishly so? But anything stronger than that, I think, would probably be disastrous. She is way too focused and self-absorbed to maintain such strong feelings for long. She would need to learn to let go of some of her ambition and figure out how to prioritize the feelings of other people. She might even figure out how to be happy. Shudder. Yeah, wow. A chill just ran up my posture pole trying to imagine that. You know, I don't know if I've ever told you, but you have a really impressive grasp over romantic analysis. Well, I have read a lot of novels, too. I just don't brag about it much, because it would literally be preposterous to do so. We should be jamming on the subject more. Maybe explore some of more advanced theories. We're surrounded by amateurs in this field, so it gets a little bit frustrating. Well, the mayor's a good sounding board, at least, when I want to bounce some of my more out-there ideas off someone. Why don't we schedule an academic conference sometime? Just you, me, and the mayor. Ah, fuck, yes! Huh, perfect timing. I don't know what this conversation is going to be, but I know exactly what this conversation is going to be. Oh, yeah.